Lovely that trucks are coming right now. We hardly ever have trucks down the street, but 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon.
Isn't that always the case?
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
At 16, I was diagnosed with generalised anxiety disorder, which is a level of anxiety that you have every day, and it's around anything and everything. Most of it's not very logical or rational. And then alongside that, I was diagnosed with panic disorder, which is where you have numerous panic attacks and they impact on your living over a period of time. The physical reaction to a panic attack has always been vomiting and very much gastrointestinal, so very much feeling nauseous, not having any appetite, not being able to eat. With the anxiety every day, it can be different. The physiological stuff is more of a feeling a little bit seedy, feeling a little bit off, getting a lot of headaches, feeling very on edge, quite hypervigilant, so you really notice a lot of things, and the feeling that you can feel the adrenaline and you can feel that sense that I need to get out of here. That's always been a sense that I've had when I have a panic attack, that I need to leave, I need to get out of this place, I need to be somewhere safe. The first time I ever wanted to be a nurse was when I was in a really bad place with anxiety after the birth of our youngest child. It was so bad that I wasn't able to function. I couldn't work. I lost a lot of weight and I sought support. It took some time, but that was when I was like, actually, I really want to help someone else as I was recovering. I think it gave a purpose to what I was struggling with, and so it made it feel better knowing that there was a purpose to it rather than just living with it. That if it could help someone else, then it made the kind of feeling of suffering and the feeling of why me a lot more worth it, to think that someone else might not have to struggle as much. I had a real heart for mums who were struggling. I think that there is a lot of pressure on mums now that is different to 20, 30, 40 years ago for mums to go back to work. Often families have to have the mums work, and they're taking care of their house, taking care of their children. And on top of that, there's a lot of social media and a lot of influence about how you should be a mum. And I think that pressure on people is actually quite a lot. So I don't think it's understood yet, and I don't think it's understood for this generation. And from my role in the areas I've worked from, I have seen that culture does play a part in how accepted any form of mental illness is, anxiety included. I think that there's a tendency for people to just go, oh, harden up, toughen up. You'll be right. What have you got to worry about? People don't understand the levels of anxiety, and so they think, oh, you're just worried, or oh, you're just nervous. And I don't think they quite understand the physiological and emotional reactions that happen from it and the impact that it can have. But I do see a softening. I do see more understanding coming. So it is starting. It's just taking a little bit of time. I don't think people with anxiety want anyone to fix them. I think they just want them to sit with them and for it to be okay where they're at. I suppose it's about making them feel like it's okay and you're safe right now to talk to me. You're safe. I don't think any differently of you. I don't think you're weak. I think the biggest thing for me is actually just being able to sit with someone and go, I really do understand how you feel right now. Like, I understand the fear you're feeling and I understand how irrational this feels, and being able to sit there, not actually doing a lot, just being with them and giving them a little bit of an idea. And there are times where I will share with them some of my own struggles, and those are people I'm working with. I'm really careful because I want them to understand that they're not alone, helping them to feel safe. I think most people would agree and have talked about the fact that we do not have enough access to entry-level services. Unless you are bad enough, then you are not able to get the help you need, and there is not enough staff anywhere to be able to fund that need, to resource that need. But I would say find your safe people. Find your safe people. It might be one friend, it might be one family member, and start a conversation with a person you feel safe with. I was very lucky in the fact that I had people around me who were quite strong people who were able to advocate and speak up and say, this is what she needs. No, this is not okay, when I couldn't do it for myself. I think it's different for me in the fact that I have that and not everybody does. And so I'm under no illusion that it's actually easy for other people, because what I see in my job is that it's really, really hard unless it's bad enough to get help. I think that we need to look at other treatments. I don't personally believe medication is the only answer. It is an answer for some, it's an answer for me, it has been part of my journey, but I absolutely believe that there are other options. What I personally have seen though is that the one biggest option that can help that isn't as easily accessible as talking therapies. Psychology, it's really difficult to access for a variety of reasons in New Zealand, and that is one of the best ways that we know that anxiety can be supported. Our younger people now are a lot more open about talking about it or expressing and saying, I'm anxious, I'm feeling frightened. They're actually a bit better at saying it, whereas our older people, you see a very different presentation. For me, getting into this line of work and having a real heart for people who have anxiety, I want them to understand that they're not alone and that they're actually okay. Like that you are okay, that you are normal, that it will be okay, that I genuinely understand how scared that they are, but that life can be okay. Life can still be really, really good. It might take some time, but it can be really good, and anxiety can be helpful. It can be helpful. It can teach us stuff if we want it to.